So this is how I'm selling shovels in the SaaS gold rush, because I noticed a huge problem that SaaS founders, but especially early stages software founders, would face but don't exactly have the solution to it yet. Or worse, they aren't aware of it yet. Or I guess even worse is you choose to ignore it. You have already clicked on this video. Please listen to what I have to say, even if, let's say, you're already more established, you already have a sustainable MRR. Please just listen to what I have to say, even though if you know some things, you already have your own team, because I believe that I can actually provide value to you. And these are problems that, again, especially for early stages founders, even though if you think that you don't have this huge problem that I'll be talking about, this problem may occur to you later on in the future inevitably. Maybe. So, which is why I'm telling you to don't ignore this, especially if you already click on this video. But anyways, let's address the elephant in the room here. There's a caveat that I want to address here, and that is, I don't have a software product. I'm not a SaaS founder. I don't write code, nor am I an engineer. Now, you might be wondering, isn't that contradicting? That I'm working with founders, but I don't have a product, right? That's like the number one thing that you may be wondering, right? Which is, well, you have every right to think about that, but at the same time, you're wrong. And the reason how I came up with this whole entire channel and this video in itself is because I am speaking from a software user perspective, from a user, not a founder. Sure, okay, that's supposed to be across. Okay, not a founder, not an engineer, from a user perspective. And I mention this because I want you to look at it this way. It's hard for you to look at your product and flaws in an omniscient perspective, in an all-knowing perspective, at a bird's eye view, as you are the creator of your product. I know this because I have my own digital product. Sure, it may not be SaaS related, but I have digital products specifically for software founders. And I know that we are bound to be biased to our own creations. Even if we have our own team, if you even ask your team, your own co-founders, your own developers to assess your product in an omniscient perspective, it's hard because we are the creator. We ideate the whole thing. We build everything from the ground up. So for us to actually really view it as a new perspective, it's gonna be hard because we are bound to be biased to our own creation. And the simple way to counter this is, who better to get help to grow your product and make more MRR than your own consumers, than the people who actually use your product, like myself, who are users, who are software users. And this is an important thing that I want to mention next is, I want to show you that what I'll be talking about isn't just theory, because I've helped founders to improve their onboarding and help their users understand their product. The benefit of it is higher lifetime value and lower customer acquisition costs, right? Who doesn't want that? And this is just one of the reviews that I have, I guess, a testimonial reviews, however you want to call it, of my own digital product, of a guy named Matt, a founder that I've basically helped. And this is just one of them, by the way. If you want to take a look at way more of my reviews, my testimonials, you can click the first link under the description of this video. I guess that way you can actually take a better look on what I actually do, my product that I serve, and why it's actually really fucking good and no one's actually serving that shit. You can really just out of your own will take a look at the description under this video to actually take a look at the benefit, the reviews, the how I actually bring high lifetime value and lower customer acquisition costs via my product. Anyways, moving on. Problem awareness. Let's go back to the huge problem that I mentioned at the start of this video that most founders will face. I stumbled upon this problem when I realized that users like myself would sign up to a product that we would believe in, we would actually really want to use it, integrate it into our own workflow, only for me to stop using it. Now, this is a phenomenon that I face, and I'm perhaps not the only one who faces this. And before a lot of you may be saying that, oh, you don't have any churn yet, or your product is good enough for you to face churn, please just listen up. Because this is, like I said, an inevitable problem that all SaaS companies will face whether you're ready or not. I'm making this video just to ready you, which is why I'm selling shovels in a go. Anyways, this is the misconception that founders have. Alright. They think that the product does all the work. And the most common phrases you would say that if my product is good enough, then people wouldn't want to leave, which is not entirely wrong. Or okay, I'm supposed to be saying that this is at 50-50. You're not entirely wrong and you're not entirely correct. I say this because I want you to I want you to understand this. Having a good product solves just 50% of the first hard work. You could have the best marketing, the best UI, the best UX, but if your product doesn't provide any value, then your users will naturally churn. So yes, I do agree that having a good product is, I would say, the first stack of having a strong structure. Okay, this is will be like a table of a good product of a sustainable SaaS right here. So, okay, I'm okay. This is, I don't have a mouse. Okay, I'm fucking using everything on my keypad. So yeah, all of this doesn't matter. Good, your marketing, the best design, everything of this doesn't matter if your product sucks. But that also means that having a good product is customers just getting into the door of your open house. And the part that is making them stay is by giving them incredible accommodation service, customer service. Having a good product, although it is a very, very important thing, it is not the end all be all. Okay, I really want to emphasize that having a good product does 50% of the first hard work. How you actually keep them, right? How you actually make them stay into your house is by giving them incredible customer service. You can take any industry, any niche you can think of. Customer service is the reason why people stay. Airlines, hotels, restaurants, subscription-based business. The utilities, the amenities, the product is what gets people into the door, and that is kind of what gives people the wow factor. But since we're talking about retention, we're talking about people who would actually stay once they actually enter your house. Accommodation service, customer service. Understand this. Good retention shouldn't be how good your product is, but how good your customer experience is. The main problem here is SaaS founders would obsess with acquisition. You're running pay ads, you're getting signups, you are getting signups, but there's a blind spot. Nobody's taking your product. You're spending all this money on your marketing campaign, you are getting signups, you are getting people to sign up into your free trial, but everybody cancels your product. They leave eventually. Now, why does this happen? Bad retention is just a symptom, and the cause of it could be of multiple reasons actually. Mainly because of these three reasons: pricing, bad user to product fit. Okay, bad product to user fit could either be because of targeting, targeting of your marketing campaign. Maybe your placements are, you're attracting the wrong set of people, or either your ads to your product landing page lacks clarity. So LC lacks clarity. There perhaps could be a miscommunication between your ads and your product. And once that users will actually sign up, they may be thinking, okay, this isn't what I expected, and then they will just leave. And of course, one of usage. These two things are quite self-explanatory, so I don't have to explain them. I feel like this one is the one that have to be explained more. Here's the thing. These three things that I've mentioned, these are natural events in the subscription product industry. There is no escaping from. Doesn't matter how good your product is, how good your marketing campaign is, how aesthetically simple and clean your UI design is, you would be facing these three things that I've just mentioned. However, there is another huge part about bad retention, which is escapable. Most users leave not because your product sucks. They leave because they don't get it. Meaning to say that, let's say your onboarding is unclear, your feature feels overwhelming, there's no education guides. Man, before you know it, you're pouring cash into ads just to fill a leaky bucket. In simple words, okay, there'd be a fucking voice crack there. Your users are leaving because your customer service is terrible, not necessarily your product. All right, I want you to really drill this into your mind. When we're talking about churn, when we're talking about users experience, retention, it's about the customer service, not necessarily about the product here. And let's be real, you pour cash into ads, you onboard 1,000 users per month, maybe a week, and 900, okay, maybe not 900, that'll be fucking atrocious. That this is maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but let's say a huge chunk of your users from your 100% of onboarded new sign up leave after 1 week. That's fucking brutal. So this is the problem that we're dealing with here, and this is as to why I dedicated my whole YouTube channel, my products for better customer service, and this is how I'm selling shovels in the SaaS gold rush. I don't have a SaaS. Instead, I'm helping software founders like you to solve a huge problem that you are facing or you would inevitably face in the future. And that leads me to this. If you want your product to be the top 1%, or I guess like even like there's supposed to be an arrow. Oh my god, I'm fucking terrible, man. Like top 5, top 10%. You need to obsess on what happens after sign up as much as you would obsess over acquisition. These are both important things. I'm not saying to, oh, you gotta focus way more on retention than over acquisition. No, no. We all know, even I know this, every fucking business owner knows this, that acquisition is as important as anything. I'm just telling you that since everyone is so over fixated on acquisition, please just kind of obsess a little bit on what happens after sign up. Where are your user going? What is their journey? Find your friction points on where do they actually struggle. What is the feature that they aren't actually using as much? Those are the things. And so here's the identity shift that you need to make right now. Understand that you're not just a product builder. You're not just a traffic buyer. You're not just a marketer, a programmer. You are a teacher, a founder who knows that educating users equals loyal paying users. Because when a user understands your product, they would stay longer. And that is exactly why I built the SaaS retention toolkit, which is essentially just my digital product, by the way. It's a simple AI Notion based system that stops SaaS users from leaving after sign up. And instead of guessing where your users live, this toolkit helps you to pinpoint the exact moments where users give up and why they never come back. Helps you to build onboarding that's fast, clear, frictionless. I mean, I've mentioned something about onboarding earlier on at the start, which is also one of the benefactors on why users leave, by the way, is terrible onboarding process. You are the product basically helps you to turn features into simple step-by-step wins for users, basically meaning to say that some of your features that are very valuable and could basically increase the LTV of your users, but it's either they don't know how to use it, or maybe they don't know where to find your feature, they don't know how to optimize it, those type of things. And lastly, or I guess not lastly, this is just one of the last things that I've mentioned, by the way. By the way, there are only 4 bullet points here, but I decided to just put 4 because this video would be too long if I had to edit all of the features. I'm just putting out the most effective features here. And lastly, to cover up here is you'd be getting an access to AI feature adoption specialist, which essentially this AI powered feature adoption specialist is an AI tool that helps your features to drive more user retention, to find out which features are getting undervalued or not being used as much, and how to actually make your users use a specific feature of your product way more. Now, I want you to understand that this product that I'm talking about, this the SaaS retention toolkit, it's not just about some help documents. This is about building a system that keeps users past your 1 month or however long your free trial is, which is where most SaaS fail. I will just go through briefly on the SaaS retention toolkit, and if you're enjoying this video so far and you have already find a lot of value, and I guess if you want to find out about this product and I don't know, maybe buy it even, you can, it's literally just under the description of this video. So essentially, if you to click on the link, this is what you see. Okay, this is the cover page. This is a VSL on what the product is. As you can see, literally I preach what I talk about. The SaaS, the system to stop SaaS users from leaving your software. This is if you to click all the stars, the reviews of all the founders are all here. If you to click the see all, it's all here. You can just take a look. And so these are the features that you see, or I guess the way how I put it is this is the benefits. The features you can on what you're getting is actually under here. You can take a look at it. It's the cover page of what you're getting inside the SaaS retention toolkit, and this is, I guess, like a step by step on what you are actually doing once you actually get into the product. Like step 1 on what to do, This is proof that it actually works, which is an important thing, and of course, way more reviews. I emphasize highly on reviews, of course. And FAQs. FAQs basically just me handling objections that you might have. To be fair, you can actually just message me anywhere here if you to just click on view profile. Or I guess I under here because I am viewing my own profile, but if you actually really just wanna message me, I guess you could actually just message me on WhatsApp. But anyways, if you're interested in this product, click the huge blue purchase button here. And you know I got my dick pics, I got my feet. Okay, I'm kidding. This is the value. And you know what? As a matter of fact, since we're on the roll, I do want to actually go through one of the features of this product, which is the AI Power Feature Adoption Specialist here, just to give you a feel of how this product can actually help you, I guess. So in case if you're wondering, the specialist is just a simple but a very effective AI prompt. And once if you're to actually paste this prompt, I guess this is how you actually start the conversation with AI. I'm using ChatGPT in this case. You could use Claude, you could use Grok. I'm just used to ChatGPT. So firstly, it will actually ask, list out your product's top 5 or 10 features for me for each one of them. Then tell me, number one, do most users actually use it? Do they actually get ignored? If you don't have exact numbers, then give me your best, like maybe like 40% of how much they use it, or 0% means they completely ignore it. So I'm just gonna role play myself as someone who creates a product which is a Slack alternative with a project tracker. And so my top features, I just added 3 because I'm just doing a demo. I'm not gonna fill out 5 or 10 different features. This is just a demonstration. Number 1 is a team chat, which is the main feature. 85% of users are using it. Task boards and AI meeting, which is, okay, you're not, just to test the odds, let's do 10% of usage. So once you start the conversation and you answer the first question that this AI prompt specialist gives you, it would actually help you to diagnose and break down your individual features more, because I want you to understand that this one specific individual prompt are specifically for features, for how do you actually optimize them, how do you actually get people to drive more retention, how do you actually make them use your product more, and for those features that are ignored even though they're available, how do you actually make your users use them in the first place. Let's go through the weak link, which is the AI notes. The question that it's asking here is, what do users say about the AI notes? Do they notice it or not? Or do they have they tried it and bounced it before? I basically just say that this is an overall new feature and that's why it's not being used as much. And for the sake of it, I have fed the AI prompt way more information by saying that this is a new tool for them to integrate into their workflow and users may get overwhelmed by it, so that we are properly actually testing this prompt right here. From there on, it would actually break down this situation way further, like the situation that you're going through, the diagnosis, awareness, relevance, like trust, education, quick fix playbooks to test now, and then follow up by a question. So this is basically what I'm talking about. This prompt in itself is literally just for you to help with your feature adoption. Literally, that's it. I have one specific AI prompt, which is, I call that AI specialist, for this specific case. And this is just one of them, by the way. And so look, if you have trials, free trials, but your revenue isn't compounding, this is a sign that you don't need another feature. You just need more new users to be active in your product and stay longer. And this is how I'm selling shovels in the SaaS Gold Rush. The first link of the description of this video is the page to the retention toolkit. And if this video hits you, then don't wait for another batch of new users to sign up to your product and for them to just disappear. Because every day you delay is just you losing money that you'll never see again. So check out the toolkit under the description of this video.